As we're recording this, the NFL draft will be happening this evening in Green Bay, Wisconsin. So Ash decided to set up a Formula One draft.
We kind of did it like the NBA, where the bottom five are get entered into a lottery.
Are we selecting both drivers or one driver at a time? And then is this a snake draft, or are we going back to the top of the list once we get through McLaren?
Oh, dude, let's do one driver at a time. And yeah, let's do snake.
Okay, great. We're going to do snake?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love
that
snake
means
draft.
Aston Martin gets the last. Okay, they get the first pick and the last pick.
Yeah.
That's how we're doing it. Okay, great. Aston Martin for the first pick. I feel like at this point,
Are you going to say Max Verstappen?
it has to be.
Are you just saying like of all the... Who else would anyone pick as their first pick is what you're saying?
Yeah. Who else would you pick?
I was thinking Carlos Sainz.
No.
Max is... Whatever what's going on with the FIA stuff, whether you agree with Max or not, or whatever's going on in your dislike, everyone... I think he's potentially a little... just wants to get over it. I think he wants to do sports car racing. I think he wants to go...
Are you saying you wouldn't select Max Verstappen because you think he's going to leave the sport?
Correct. I want to build a team around someone for a lot of years. I'm drafting someone for like 3 to 5 years.
I feel like you pay him enough money, he'll stay, and that's exactly what I think. That's exactly what
I think
Aston
Max
Martin's
Verstappen just loves racing so much that it doesn't matter about. I mean, money does matter always.
Right.
I just don't think he cares cares about the money enough where he's like, ooh, can I race Le Mans or like race sports car racing and like build my own team and have fun there? I can do this.
You say that, but then Aston Martin
true.
is going to offer him like $100
billion
million a year for 3 years, and they're going to offer him like equity in the team, and he's going to agree to do it.
So as Aston Martin, we're going to go Max Verstappen first, but we're going to have to give him a lot of money.
Yes. It's one of those situations where like we're going to pay Max so much money, we're going to need someone to drive that second car for free. All right, Cadillac.
Okay, do we go with a curtain driver? Yeah, we have to, right? There's no way.
So
We're not
I actually like your pick of Carlos Sainz.
Oh, interesting.
In a Cadillac, because I do feel like he is at his... I think he still has a lot to offer. He probably still has another like 4 or 5 years in Formula One, if not longer.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's already showing his value to a midfield team like Williams. Mm-hmm. With the development of the car, he has a reputation for giving incredible feedback to the team. He's only 30 years old.
Over the hill. Oldest in the league.
Over the hill.
I'm just kidding. It's what they say on my baseball broadcast every single day.
Yeah, I know. It's like 32 years old, oldest guy in the league. It's a miracle he can walk to the plate.
Anyway.
I would pick Carlos Sainz for that second pick for Cadillac. Okay. Let's do Alpine.
But the problem is, I keep thinking in perspective of the driver. If you're in the team, you're just picking the best person for your team.
If that's the case, then Oscar Piastri or Lando Norris.
Oscar Piastri, just flashback.
Yeah, let's put Oscar Piastri in an Alpine.
You remember that contract, Oscar? You're getting back to it.
Yeah, I would put Piastri.
Would you put Piastri or Lando Norris?
I would put Piastri just because I think he has a higher ceiling. Sauber. I feel bad putting anybody in this theoretical Sauber, but
it's going to be Audi.
Yes.
Maybe Lando Norris.
Yeah,
it's got to be
Lando Norris. It's got to be Lando Norris.
You think Cadillac wouldn't pick Lando Norris over Carlos Sainz?
You're right. They probably would.
Oh, we're too late now. We've already selected.
Too late. We've already made ours. Like the draft card has been handed over.
We had our blinders on so hard. I can't believe we didn't pick Lando Norris for Cadillac.
Racing Bulls. I would say this is hard because like it's hard to say a non-Red Bull Academy driver for any of these teams.
Yeah, but just pick Charles Leclerc.
Yeah, you want to go next best
available. Yeah.
Yeah, either George Russell or Charles Leclerc, but I would say Charles Leclerc.
I'd say Charles Leclerc. I think Haas would pick George Russell.
Haas would pick George Russell,
and Haas is next.
That's not a culture fit at all for either of them.
It's so funny. I secretly wish they did drafts, but I understand why they don't, because this is awful.
So Williams, I would say Lewis Hamilton.
Ooh.
It's a good Brit on Brit action. Ferrari, I would go with the Italian stallion, Andrea Antonelli.
Nice, yeah.
I feel like he is destined to drive for Ferrari. I know he is probably locked into Mercedes for a very long time, and I believe in interviews he said he chose Mercedes, and this is very smart on him and his camp's part. He chose the Mercedes Driver Academy, or decided to be a junior driver for them because he saw all of the other lineups on the Formula One grid and saw how many drivers were in all the other different academies and felt like he had the best chance to get to Formula One with Mercedes. To have a driver of, I don't want to say his caliber because he's only like 5 races into his Formula One career, but like if he is as good as we think he is going to be, to have an Italian driver who is like top 1, top 2 driver driving for Ferrari.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
The country of Italy would be unstoppable.
They'd be just splooging marinara all over the place.
Oh, Jesus.
Sorry.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Red Bull. The funny thing is, I'm looking at the driver's left. And are you putting Alexander or Pierre Albon or Gasly back in? Are we going to do that to them?
So I'm just looking at like the current standings, and I don't think that's an accurate representation of like of best available. So like I would maybe put Fernando Alonso there. I'd say he's maybe best available. What? You gave me a look?
Yeah, okay. This is actually, I just complained about age.
This is a theoretical draft. If we're going best available, I'm going Fernando Alonso in that Red Bull.
Best available? Are we comparing the current?
Ollie Behrman?
I mean, I honestly think you say with Yuki Tsunoda.
Okay, do it.
So far, besides Max, who's been swiped by Aston Martin,
all right.
You got to go with the driver who could drive your gosh darn car.
All right,
you think Fernando Alonso can handle that? The bull, that stallion?
Maybe, I don't know.
The raging bull.
Let's go with Yuki Tsunoda to quote the Japanese "Gambate."
What does that mean?
It means like "let's go."
Oh, perfect.
That's not the direct translation, but that's what they say at like sporting events. All right.
Mercedes. Now do you go Fernando Alonso with Mercedes?
Sure, why not? Let's go crazy. Let's go nuts. McLaren. Let's see who's still on the board. We still got Lance Stroll on the board. We got Alex Albon.
I like Alex Albon.
Alex Albon and McLaren? Okay, let's do it.
And luckily, because this is a snake draft, we go back to McLaren.
Okay, that's right. So Albon, and do you want it to be a curtain driver? Or Bortoletto? Because Bortoletto was a McLaren reserve driver.
I was going to go Behrman.
Oh, I like Behrman. Yeah, I like that.
I'm surprised we didn't swipe him, but we wanted to go with like some established.
So best of it, if we're snaking back and we're at Mercedes again, Bortoletto.
For Mercedes?
Yeah. Or Hadjar.
Not only do we pick best available, but we want to go with team dynamics here too. Like,
okay, fine.
Albon and Behrman. Like,
how about Esteban Ocon? He's always been linked to. No, seriously, he's always been linked to Mercedes because Toto Wolff manages them. And he was a reserve driver at Mercedes.
Sorry, who'd you say for Mercedes? Bortoletto or Hadjar?
Yeah.
Ooh, manager and protege in the same team with Mercedes. Oh, I kind of like Bortoletto.
I like that. I like Bortoletto.
This is so fun. I wonder how many people are going to yell at us.
Red Bull. Let's see who's still on the board. I would go with.
Do you bring back Sergio Perez?
I was going to say bring back Pierre Gasly and pair Yuki and Pierre again. Because if we want to talk team dynamics, like I think they need to be on the same team again. They were great teammates. Yeah,
I love it. I don't know if Gasly would want to go back to Red Bull, but it's a draft. He has no choice.
Well, that's what's interesting. And like, I'm going to go off on a tangent here, but like, you look at Red Bull's like academy drivers, and you look at who is in the Racing Bulls right now. Like, Hadjar's been solid. Lawson is still sort of getting his bearings. If Max leaves Red Bull, who goes into that other seat? Do you throw Isaac Hadjar to the fire, or do you put a proven driver in there who is familiar with Red Bull and the organization and who is in good form? And that person is Pierre Gasly, Ferrari. He's proven himself in the hypercar in WEC, Antonio Giovinazzi. Like he only drove for
he had his chance.
Sauber, Alfa Romeo. Yeah, but he drove for Sauber, Alfa Romeo. You're like, how much of a chance did he really have?
We're running this team together, this season together.
So we're gonna do all Italian lineup: Antonelli and Giovinazzi.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
People are gonna be like so mad that we put Giovinazzi in this lineup when there's like so many other drivers. All right, Williams.
Williams.
Who do we still got on the board? We got Esteban Ocon. We got Lance Stroll. We have Nico Hulkenberg.
My goal is to not have Lance Stroll on this.
What?
At the end. My goal is to not have Lance Stroll on this.
He's not on your big board?
No, he's not on my big board at all.
Jack Doohan, Liam Lawson. Let's think of...
Jack Crawford.
Jack Crawford.
I think I'm saving him for Cadillac just to make that peg fit. I think Hadjar would be great.
Hadjar at Williams?
Yeah.
Or reteaming Lewis with Valtteri?
Done. I'm sold. Okay, Haas is taking Hadjar for sure. You can't just leave him out there.
All right. George Russell, Hadjar, Racing Bulls, Charles Leclerc, and...
Sorry, Charles Leclerc and Racing Bulls.
Sorry,
it's just making me laugh so much.
Oh, let's do Arvin Lindblad. He just won his first F2 race, youngest driver ever to win an F2 race.
And that's all it takes for you?
And he's like, it seems like right now, at least in the driver academy, junior driver pipeline, he's like the golden boy. Okay, Sauber paired with Lando Norris in a Sauber. Oh my God. All right, who's going to be Lando Norris's teammate at Sauber? Let's see, we still got Lance Stroll on the big
I was going to
board.
say, do you keep Nico Hulkenberg in there?
Yeah, let's do Nico.
Let's just keep him in there. Poor Hulkenberg thought he would finally get out.
All right, Alpine.
Do we ask Esteban Ocon to come back?
Yes.
Sorry.
Ocon paired with Oscar Piastri.
Okay,
Cadillac.
now can we get my boy Jack in here?
I was gonna say Checo, but sure. Yeah, put Jack. Yeah, put Jack Crawford in there. Let's go crazy.
Oh, with Aston Martin, do you put Checo back with Max Verstappen?
Yes.
In Aston Martin? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Done.
Here's our lineup. At Aston Martin, we have Max Verstappen and Checo Perez. At Cadillac, we have Carlos Sainz and Jack Crawford. At Alpine, we have Oscar Piastri and Esteban Ocon. At Sauber, we have Lando Norris and Nico Hulkenberg. At Racing Bulls, we have Charles Leclerc, Arvid Lindblad. At Haas, we have George Russell, Isaac Hadjar. At Williams, we have a reunited, and it feels so good, with Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas. At Ferrari, we have an all-Italian lineup, 2 Italian stallions, and Andrea Kimi-Antonelli and Antonio Giovinazzi. At Red Bull, we have a reunion of the pairing of Yuki Tsunoda and Pierre Gasly. At Mercedes, we have Fernando Alonso and Gabriel Bortoleto, manager and driver. And at McLaren, we have Alex Albon and Ollie Behrman. I will say, this is not a bad grid.
This is really fun.
This is not a bad grid. And also, like, a lot of these are somewhat realistic.